Let's take a look at the chart action for Dogecoin. Okay, so in my last video of Dogecoin, we were watching the previous bottoms pretty much. This bottom right here and this bottom right here. And I had my limit orders set at .195 and .170. We came down, we had this big downtrend right here. We hit my limit order right there at .195 pretty much. I got my limit order filled, and then we got some support and it got a bounce to the upside pretty much. So what I'm looking at now is we have resistance right here, resistance right here, and resistance right here. Let's set up a trend line, something like this. It looks like we broke that trend line going to the upside right here. So the other thing I'm looking at is we also have resistance right here and resistance right here. So we could do a trend line, something like this, and then we had support and support right here. I think we could do a bottom support line, maybe something like this. What I'm doing is targeting from the top to the bottom of this little channel pattern, I think, or I don't know, it's like kind of weird looking channel, but it's that's what I'm thinking. And then target from the top to the bottom of that, drag that to the breakout, and I'm looking at a target of around .250 pretty much. And that brings us up to this previous resistance zone up here. So yeah, let's see if we could keep this momentum going to the upside. It does look like we have been swinging up a little bit, so let's see. We also have this resistance right here and this resistance right here, though. Until we break this downtrend going to the upside, I don't know. I'm kind of speculative on if it can break through or if we're gonna get pushed down. So yeah, I think we're still in this downtrend pretty much is what I'm trying to say. If we go to the 4-hour time frame though, we can kind of zoom in and we can see that we have an uptrend, something like this. We can watch this uptrend until we break that going to the downside or go sideways. Then we can kind of assume that we're still in an uptrend pretty much. Right now we're on the 4-hour time frame and you can see this 180 moving average coming in right here. It looks like we're kind of testing it pretty much. It looks like we came up and got a little bit of resistance, and now it looks like we're coming in to test it again. So it does look like we are hitting a little bit of a resistance line or resistance moving average, right? But let's see if we can break through that. I think if we do, then we can see like a nice little move and we can come like reach our target pretty much. That's what I'm thinking. If we go to the daily time frame, the thing I do like though is we are above the 9 moving average. Let me delete some of these lines. So we have the 9 moving average coming in right here. We are getting resistance on it every time we came into it. We broke above it right now. Let's see if this 9 moving average will hold support now, and we can start using it as support to go back to the upside, come back to our previous resistance levels. We still haven't broken this big downtrend like we did in a bunch of the other coins, or like the total crypto market cap and all that stuff. So we're going to want to keep an eye out for that. I still want to see us do that. Maybe Dogecoin can catch up to the rest of the coins by breaking out of this stuff a little later on in the game. And that's what I kind of figured on when it wasn't doing anything a while back too. So yeah, I'll be watching this uptrend, something like this. Let's see if we could keep that going, keep that momentum going. And then we have this resistance that we just broke right there, and then this resistance that we just broke right there. You can actually see this better on the daily time frame. Okay, so we're on the daily time frame and you can see all these bodies giving us resistance right here. We have this clear downtrend going something like this. We had a little bit of resistance right here and it looks like we're breaking through it right now. Let's see if we can keep this momentum going to the upside. We have one candle on the top of the trend line right now. Let's see if we can close another couple of these body candles on the daily time frame. Keep moving to the upside pretty much, or if we get an even higher move and start coming up faster. Alright, let's jump over the Dogecoin to Bitcoin chart. So if this chart is going down, it's good for Bitcoin. If this chart is moving up, that's good for Dogecoin. Right now, we've been in a downtrend, so that's good for Bitcoin. But it looks like we're coming up and testing this trend line right now. The other thing that I've been watching for a while is this previous support right here and this previous support right here. We got support right here and I put up that orange trend line. We came up, got resistance, and then came down and got support on it again, and then got a bounce on it, should I say. So right now what I'm looking at is this orange line. It does look like we broke below it, which has been making me kind of bearish on Dogecoin. But I think if we could break this trend line going to the upside, we're going to see a nice little move for Dogecoin possibly, in my opinion. We haven't broken through yet. We actually did break through a little bit. It kind of looks like a little, like we faked out a little bit and got pushed back down. However, let's delete this trend line, should I say. It does look like we broke through it a little bit, but got pushed back down. So we are testing it pretty good right now. And let's see if we could break out of this downtrend and start testing these previous resistance levels pretty much. This zone up here looks like a pretty good resistance zone. So I would say maybe we can come up to this level up here. If we can break out something like that, it does look like we got a nice little green candle on the volume right there. Let's see if we can follow this up with some more green candles, something like that. I don't know. Even if it's something just the same amount, just green candles that are not these little tiny candles pretty much. If we can see a break to the upside, that'll mean that more of the Bitcoin money will be flowing into Dogecoin. All right, let's jump over the total crypto market cap and check out what's going on. So we had resistance right here, giving us this downtrend, something like this. We were watching this downtrend for a while, and we were watching for a breakout. We got a breakout to the upside right there. What I was doing is targeting this previous resistance level, something like that. We actually came up and hit our target. So after hitting our target, we have to kind of reevaluate what's going on. And it does look like we did get a little bit of resistance right there. What I've been watching is this 4-hour time frame. We had this uptrend going something like this. We actually broke that uptrend right there, and it looks like we're kind of going sideways right now. So what I'm really looking at is this resistance right here and this resistance right here. We can do a top trend, something like this. Until we break this top trend going to the upside, I'm assuming that we're kind of going sideways, and we don't really know what's going to go, if we're going to go to the upside or if we're going to go to the downside really. So yeah, it looks almost like a double top. Let's see if we could break through this double top, or if it gives us another resistance and we get like a triple top and we start to like head down a little bit, or we don't even get that far up. Because we did pretty much hit our target. So yeah, on the 4-hour time frame, we did kind of break this trend line going sideways. But I think we could also, it does look like we're getting a little bit of support. Let's adjust it like this. So we did break it to the sideways, so that is like a signal that we need to kind of watch this top trend line. Let's see if we could break up, or if we break this downtrend going to the downside. So we're looking at this support right here and this support right here. Let's see if we can hold this trend line, this new trend line going to the upside, or if we break it going to the downside. And we really want to watch this top trend right here. That's what I'm doing anyways. This is a 4-hour time frame, so it's kind of a smaller time frame. We can kind of zoom in and kind of keep an eye on it a little bit more. So yeah, going back to Dogecoin, it does look like Dogecoin has a little bit of momentum right now. I'm on the 4-hour time frame. I'll be watching this support. We have an uptrend going something like this. We can drag that going up. So until we break this uptrend going to the downside, I'm going to assume that we're in an uptrend and target the previous resistance levels pretty much. Okay, so let's delete everything and let's just focus on the moving averages for right now. Right now we're on the monthly time frame. I just kind of want to go through the moving averages. We have the 9 moving average right here. Right now we're above the 9 moving average on the monthly time frame, which is good. On the weekly time frame, if we go to the weekly time frame, we are below the weekly 9 moving average, which I do not like. I really want to see us break above this weekly 9 moving average. This is sitting around .268. Until we do break above it, I'm going to assume that it's going to give us resistance. And like I said, I think it's a bad sign that we're below it. If we go into the daily time frame though, we did break above the daily 9 moving average right here. We broke above that, but we have the 180 moving average coming in right here that might give us some resistance. I really prefer to be above this 180 moving average than below it. When we broke below right there, you can see that we got resistance on it every time we came into it. Let's see if we can get support on it every time we come into it now and get pushed back to the upside pretty much to retest our previous resistance levels. So the two main things that I'll be watching is the daily time frame. We have this resistance right here. I'll be watching this downtrend, something like this. And then if we go to the 4-hour time frame, we have support right here and support right here. I'll be watching an uptrend, something like this. Let's see if we can come up and retest this downtrend, or let's just see how far this trend line will hold. And until we break this trend line going to the downside, then I'm assuming that we're in an uptrend. All right, if you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up button and check out the links in the bio.